This chapter is over an hour and 16 minutes long, but I do think it's interesting as speculation. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. I won't put a whole bunch of comments on it, but I will point out things that are similar so that maybe it might make some sense. But there won't be any other comments. Okay. Anyway, Kolbrin Bible, Book 5, Chapter 34. It seems to cover the whole 18th dynasty. And the 18th dynasty is classified as the first dynasty of the New Kingdom period. It boasts several of Egypt's most famous pharaohs, including Tutankhamun, the Thutmose dynasty for the 4 pharaohs named Thutmose. Its famous pharaohs of that dynasty include Hatshepsut, Akhenaten, his queen Nefertiti, and then there was King Nefertiti, which I assume they believe is the iconic Queen Nefertiti. Man 34:3. Then came one who was mighty among men, one who also knew truth and saw the wickedness of the people. He was a declared one, for unless a man be such, he has no value among the chosen. He carried the sword among the striving peoples, and in his day the might of Mantathrop prevailed. The spirit of Hori, who took the land from Nama, and Amenis, who united it, were with him. Then the lands of the north and the lands of the south were delivered into the hands of the king, and they became one. They were united, though they remained two. They were even as they had been before. Yet the multitude declared themselves, for the ways of the multitude and the light of truth remained obscured behind the dusts raised by their dancing feet. Though peace and plenty reigned throughout the land, righteousness did not attend the throne of later kings. They ruled as kings, but the days of their rule were dark days of sorrow for the followers of truth, for they became few and feeble indeed. They were lost in the land again. As in other days, the high servant of the sacred mysteries, who held the key, commanded that the sacred shrines be closed. This was so that any knowledge of the great secrets should not pass into the possession of the unworthy multitude, which would profane them again. As has happened many times, the great light was removed from the midst of men. Man 34:4. Then came the year of the great flood of waters, though some say it was before these days, when the salt seas rose upon the east and covered the land. Men were warned beforehand by the shortening of the days of the years, and the 5 days now added to the days of the year are days of sorrow for the alteration of things. It is said that 7 days before the coming of the waters, the sun appeared in a different quarter, but this is not easy to believe, as the sun remains ever constant. The sailors of the king certainly departed for strange places during the chaos of waters. Perhaps this was because the sun had left his steady course.